give them money.
If this guy can make it, anybody can. Hey, Fish, guess what? We are live and loaded here on Daily Fish. We're talking NBA and NFL with a view from the Motor City. Sports writer and podcaster Eric Vincent is our special guest. Is there enough controversy going around? Bama and A&M off the gridiron, Wimbledon and Russia, and Josh Donaldson's fighting words. They're not all simple, and we take them apart for you. Plus, Hardline has some NBA, NHL, and Indy 500 prop bets to take a look at and also to ignore. Heidi's Hollywood is going to tell us about the first celebrity who became famous for being famous by taking out hundreds of billboards. It's also a new streaming series. And Fish dives into the lives of European football families. This is going to be a good one. We have our Schmuck of the Week, plus Who's Got the Swag is a little baseball hitter you have to see. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Daily Fish. John Daly here with Eric Snyder, a.k.a. Fish. We're coast to coast, coming to you from Las Vegas and Myrtle Beach. We talk sports, entertainment, and everything in between in a way you won't get anywhere else. Fish, we have another good one tonight.
Close enough, baby.
I'm ready. You better.
Take it home.
Super. All right, folks, questions or comments, drop them in the chat box. If you're not watching us live, you can email us at dailyfish, dailyfish1@gmail.com. Time now for the Daily Grind. Is Bama coach Nick Saban losing it? Saban accused Texas A&M coach Jimbo Fisher of paying college recruits to illegally come to play at College Station. Saban later apologized for singling someone out, but he also went after Deion Sanders, the coach of the HBCU Jackson State, for his recruiting success. There are a number of issues here. First, A&M won the recruiting battle this spring over Bama. Second, the SEC called them both out for their on-camera tirades. And third, the new NIL rules that are part of the laws and the rules of college sports now do seem confusing and certainly quite a switch from a few years ago. Fish, how do you see this?
Well, NIL means name, image, likeness. Now players come out of high school are getting paid. So a kid got paid $1 million to go to Jackson State and play for Deion, and he was committed to Alabama. All this is a shout out from Nick Saban, who did apologize to Jimbo Fisher and Sanders to get his boosters to get on board. Because nothing pisses off Saban more than the fact that Georgia, not Alabama, Georgia crushed an NFL draft with having like 15 players, 5 defensive players in the first round. Nothing pisses off Saban more. And he knows he can't compete, John, unless he gets money from his boosters to buy up players. I'm for the NIL. Let's real quick. Let's take Quinn Ewers out of the equation. Guy went to Ohio State, got paid $1 million, got beat out by C.J. Stroud. They gave him $1 million and he transfers to Texas. I think this is a bigger issue than Saban, Fisher, and Deion Sanders.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And that the big game in October coming up, Bama and A&M, a lot of people are going to be watching that. We'll be talking about that at the time.
October 8th, Tuscaloosa, baby.
Absolutely. All right, next on the Daily Grind, the lifestyle of wags should be a new mini-series or reality show. Fish, you're getting to the bottom of this one. First of all, what are wags?
These are wags. These are wives and girlfriends. So take this picture. These are wives and girlfriends sitting at a soccer match. Are you freaking crazy? Okay. Now, if you ever watch any mafia shows, watch The Sopranos, you watch the great movie Goodfellas, it's an Italian term called gumar. These people knew. They knew their husbands had girlfriends. Remember the great line by Ray Liotta in Goodfellas? Friday was wives' nights and Saturday was girlfriends' nights at the Copacabana. Now it's being emulated by the soccer players. Am I for it? No. But I mean, they're sitting with each other. You know, what are they talking about? Positions and stuff like that? I mean, these are famous soccer players. I'm not mentioning names. You know, I'm not. Henry Hearn, Ronaldo. I'm not. But I'm saying it's wow. So the Gumar business is getting into the Premier League. Trust me. The Kardashians are going to make a reality show out of this one.
You can count on that. All right. And finally on the grind, will Wimbledon mean anything this year? The women's and men's professional tours said they will not award points for tennis rankings to players who participate in the All England Grand Slam Major, which starts June 27th. The reason is the All England Club, which runs Wimbledon, is barring Russian and Belarusian players in retaliation for the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Some takes here. The WTA and the ATP represent the players. They say hurting Russian players is not fair. They aren't the ones invading. Plus, for some of the players to come out and denounce Putin could be dangerous for them and their families. But on the other side, the All England Club has been entrenched with the British government since, get this, 1877. It makes sense they will side with the UK leaders that oppose Russian aggression. They also know that Putin uses athletes as a sign of Russian strength and propaganda. So, Fish, where do you come down on this?
I hate politicians. I hate them. Here comes the comments. I hate Trump. I hate Biden. I hate Putin. I hate the guy down that it shrunk down in Brazil that says the virus in these. I hate all of them. And when you combine politics and sports, it's not what it's all about. Okay, let these athletes play. Athletes play and they compete their whole lives and they practice to be competitive. Okay, I can't stand it. I can't stand the whole. I love you to death, but that whole dissertation sounded like a CNN report. Okay, let athletes play. I know. You're doing. You're giving a backstory, which I love, and you're right. Well, in what you're saying, but I don't like politicians. You know what a politician is? Teddy Roosevelt said, "I'm a politician. If I'm not kissing your baby, I'm stealing their lollipop." And I fucking hate all of you.
So, you know what? I agree with you right there. And to be honest with you, I'm okay with both sides of this. Now, I agree with the WTA.
I'm not okay with both sides of all this. Okay.
Well, I'm okay with what they're doing because I understand where they're both coming from. The WTA and the ATP, they're working for their members, and they are athletes. They're not politicians. Almost all of them have stayed neutral, although few have denounced Putin. Still, the UK would let them play if they did denounce Putin, but that's not a safe thing for those athletes to do. On the other hand, the Ukrainian people and some of their athletes have been killed in the war, and they can't play Wimbledon either. The UK and Wimbledon see this, and this is where I do side with them a little bit more. They are willing to make Wimbledon a lesser tournament to make that point. Okay, I'm agreeing with you on a lot of different things, but this is a war. My problem
is most of the world is run by rich white men who don't know shit about other than Viagra, trying to keep their dicks hard. And I'm serious about this, all right? Let athletes play. You do what you have to do to screw up countries, okay? Because if women ran, here he comes. If women ran this world, it'd be a better goddamn place.
Okay, I agree with you on that. I'm just saying you got to see all sides, and it's a dilemma. No one's going to be happy, and that is the Daily Grind. Love having you with us. Daily Fish is live on Facebook at daily.fish.5 on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Watch us also on Facebook at Myrtle Beach Golf Channel and Myrtle Beach Grand Strand Life. Check out Daily Fish on YouTube and Wingding TV. You can get the app and listen to us on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, and Amazon. All right, time now for the Daily Fish Hardlines. John Hardison has the podcast, The Cost of Winning, focusing on fantasy sports and sports betting. Welcome back, Hardline. Celts at home as 7-point favorites tonight. What are you seeing and what are you suggesting?
Fish has me wild up. I hate the Celtics, and I hate the damn Philadelphia 76ers, and I hate the damn – man, you got me boiled up. And I hate the guy at the store that doesn't give me my damn change when I give him the money in an even amount.
And I hate the rich white people that own these motherfucking teams. Come on, tell us how you really feel.
Give my shit back. So tonight, damn Celtics. I like the Celtics as 7-point favorites. With no Tyler Hero playing tonight, there's a lot of questions in terms of like Jimmy Butler. He's had knee inflammation. Jason Tatum, what he's got going on as well. I think this is going to be another big night for Bam that they're going to focus on, but I think the Celtics take it at home. And the biggest thing I notice is the lack of teams being able to sustain leads. I mean, last night or Saturday night, Miami had a 25-point lead and barely got out of there alive. It was bad for them that night. So I'm going the Celtics at home. I like them as a 7-point favorite. In terms of prop bets, I like Max Strauss over at 14.5 points, especially with no Tyler Hero. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with Jimmy Butler. Yeah. I think it's going to be him helping out in terms of that situation. And all the games have gone over, even though there's been times where I'm like, man, this is a little questionable. I'm just going to keep riding with the same wave. I'm going over at 2.5, 5. It got real close last game. I wasn't worried, but thank God for those free throws and PJ Tucker.
That's great. Hey, you know what, Hardline, before we get to a potential dynasty in NHL with the Lightning that no one ever talks about, talk about this. I just saw a stat this morning that if the Golden State Warriors get into the finals, and that's almost a certainty, that's 6 out of the last 8 years. Is it ironic to you that the 2 years they didn't get in, Klay Thompson wasn't playing? Do you think they could be in the finals 8 straight years and be like the Celtics were in the 60s?
I mean, it's very possible. I mean, you're missing all defensive player in Klay Thompson. Steph Curry was injured for a lot of period of time as well. You have a lot of guys that will come in and out, a lot of age. I think that with their core, they are the best team in the league. Do I think that your LA Lakers get that bubble championship? Probably not, because I don't think that they have anybody that can match up the way that Golden State does. But, give a lot of credit to what they've been able to do, Bob Myers and all of them. It's hard. It's hard to win consistently in the NBA, in any sport. And to do it on that high of a level, I mean, they were breaking records. They're sending guys to all-star games. They're getting all first-team players on defense and on offense. I mean, give a lot of credit to them. I think that they would have gone 8 straight. Would they have won them all? I don't think so, but I think they would have gone 8 straight. I mean, it's a beautiful thing when you see dynasties like this. And I know some people get tired of dynasties just because they're like, oh, it's the same team over and over again. John probably knows this, especially with the Patriots. Oh, they're going again. But, it's something that if it's hard to win once and you're saying that these guys are going 8 times, you got to tip your hat to them.
Right. And the segue into hockey tonight, we have a chance for a closeout. The Lightning. What do you like? You like over 6.5 goals in the Lightning game against Carolina?
I like the over in this game. I like the over at 6.5. I think the biggest thing about this game is the Florida Panthers have to come out and they have to be aggressive and they have to try and score quickly. I think that's the biggest thing that I've noticed in terms of Tampa Bay.
Florida.
They're going out, they're scoring fast, they're playing fast, they're skating fast. And if they're not able to match that intensity, there's nothing that the Florida Panthers could do. And I think that this is going to be a statement game for the Lightning as well, that everybody somewhat wrote us off a little bit. They didn't think that we were maybe the best team. And there's a reason why we're 2 back-to-back Stanley Cup champs. We're taking everybody that comes in our way, and we're taking names, chewing bubblegum, and kicking ass.
Yeah, I love it. The Battle of Florida for hockey. Isn't that amazing? Hey, the Avalanche, they look like they're back on track. Do you have any bet tonight on that game?
You know what? I like the goal in the first 10 minutes again. It just always seems to be going right. And I like the under actually in this game. A lot of times it's been getting real close. I mean, it's been like 1 goal here, 1 goal there that's off from the over. I like the Avalanche. I think that they're just going to keep trucking along. I think it's going to be under. This is a great defensive series. I'm taking Colorado to win. And damn it, I hate Colorado, but they're the best team. They're the best team in the West. What can you say? We've said it before and we said it again. They are the best team in the West. I am going to be very interested to see whoever they play coming out of that Calgary-Edmonton series.
Right. Well, yesterday I'm going back and forth, and I'm texting John, going back and forth between the USFL last play of the game, then Will Zalatoris and Justin Thomas going to that great playoff. Thomas is 7 strokes behind and comes back, ties it, and wins it. Any prop bets that were cashed out that you saw in that?
So the craziest one is down at the casino, there's a guy talking to him, and I see him often, and he's losing his mind. He's just holding his head, walking through, and he's just having the greatest moment. I'm like, what's going on? He said, so last week I put a $500 ticket in on Justin Thomas. He said, I'm watching the PGA Tour. He said, and I just go ahead and I pass out. He's like, I saw Justin Thomas was behind. I decided to just go ahead and go get drunk. He said, I passed out, woke up, decided to go play blackjack at the casino. And I'm sitting there, and the guy says, hey, Justin Thomas won. He said, I threw my cards out. I said, what did you say? He said, Justin Thomas won. He said, holy shit, I'm rich. He ran, cashed out the ticket, and won. All the rest of the day, he's just walking around. He said, I never would have thought that. He said, what an amazing comeback from him. I mean, nobody had him kind of at that point, maybe, and just, the luck of everything just fell his way.
Yep. Nope. No doubt about that. All right. Indy 500's coming up on Sunday. Lots of bets on this one. Are you watching anything in particular?
Oh, yeah. So in terms of IndyCar, I like Scott Dixon at plus 650. I also like Willpower at plus 1300. Multiple top 10 finishes over the last 6 months, including placements at St. Pete, Alabama. I think those are 2 guys to watch for the Indy 500. It's going to be a lot of people there, a lot of noise. It's one of their leading sports, one of their leading events. So super excited for the Indy 500 this weekend.
All righty. And that is the Daily Fish Hardline with John Hardison of the Cost of Winning podcast. You find him here with us each week. He's also on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcast. And Hardline, we're going to see you in a little bit with our special guest, Eric Vincent. So stick around, buddy. See you in a bit.
See you guys soon.
All right, need a great golf get? Myrtle Beach Golf Trail has dozens of courses along the Carolina coast. Now is a great time. You're going to actually see me there if you go out. Set up an entire trip for yourself, your family, or a bunch of friends. The site is myrtlebeachgolftrail.com. You can play there almost all year round. All right, now it is time for something fishy. What do we have, Fish?
I just calmed down. I very rarely get in a bad mood. You know me, I'm a jocular guy. But if I go to that one place that just to get me going, I like to watch the Game Show Network. I love Steve Harvey on Family Feud. He's the funniest guy. I think his reaction to these people is great. But if you watch these game shows, my wife pointed this out, you get these commercials, and I saw one, all right? It's a fictitious product, but this is what you hear, okay? If you're fighting, and I wrote this, so I'm going to read it off the script. If you're fighting bloating due to blood pressure meds, Rosalta Vixen can show results after just 2 dosages, John. Live a normal life without a double chin and excess water buildup. Call your doctor, though, if these symptoms occur. Nausea, violent diarrhea, dizziness, fatigue, joint soreness, constipation, boogers, eye snot, ferocious nose hair, farting in movie theaters, extreme erectile dysfunction while in a threesome with supermodels. Taking Rosalta Vixen can lead to kidney failure, liver disease, jaundice, and pancreatitis. Please ask your doctor if Rosalta Vixen can be taken if you're a type A, type B diabetic. Uses of Rosalta Vixen can lead to hospitalization. On the rare occasion you die from Rosalta Vixen, you may be entitled to compensation from the makers of Rosalta Vixen. You deserve a life without the discomfort of water buildup and frequent urinary accidents. Live a normal life. Rosalta Vixen can be your lifestyle changer. This is what you see on these commercials. You're better off not taking the drug because the 1,000 side effects. It can lead to death. Hi, I'm dead. Can you get me a lawyer that can give me a settlement up in heaven? I don't get it.
That's exactly what it is. There's so much money that's gone into the pharmaceuticals. When they put a drug out there, the drug doesn't go up against another drug. It goes up when they do the test against the placebo. So that's why you see so many of them in there. But legally, they have to put that in there, and the lawyers are the ones who are making all the money on it. But I agree. If we all did, we did diet right, we exercised, we got sleep, we got rid of tension and anxiety, we'd be fine. Probably about 20% of the people wouldn't have any of that stuff. So, or maybe 80% wouldn't have any of that stuff. That's what I should say. So I agree with you 100%. I sit there and I kind of giggle at the commercials and I think, how are people thinking this, But anyway, I agree with you. All right. And that is something fishy. And still ahead, we have our Schmuck of the Week along with Who's Got the Swag. And our special guest is Eric Vincent. It's time now for Heidi's Hollywood. She is Heidi Holliker, actor and producer who is deep in the entertainment scene week. Heidi, you binged the Peacock docudrama series called Angeline about the iconic celebrity who became famous decades before the Kardashian style of famous.
There you go. Take a look at her.
Of Angeline. Give us the view of her.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm very excited, and this goes to Angeline. I'm very excited that you guys have now officially, I believe, given up running the world, and that now it's our turn. So we're good. We got it all planned. We're going to keep you on in the world, but we got this. So thank you, Eric. Angeline was truly a pioneer. She was smart. She was clever. She knew exactly who she was and exactly who she wasn't. And this is a 5-part series on Peacock starring Emmy Rossum, who is the most elegant actress, just completely physically opposite of Angeline. Angeline came to LA at age 20, and she created a hybrid of Marilyn Monroe, who was her goddess fantasy creature, and Barbie. So she created herself, changed her body, the whole thing to be both of those women in one person. She knew that she didn't have the talent to go and create the films, go be a professional actress. She knew exactly what she wanted, which was fame. She came from a very tough childhood in Poland, which we found out in LA Times interview, which is what this is based on, this movie, this 5-part series. And she just reinvented herself and never changed. and she's set in her 70s now. Exactly the same. I actually was at a makeup supply store recently, and I wanted to say hi to her because she's there, and she was sort of going through the lanes and then got out of there pretty quickly. But I'm wearing pink in honor of her, my hair a little big, and bottom line is this woman, to advertise herself and only her image, that was covered up with glasses a lot. She was able to get 200 billboards in Los Angeles, in the San Fernando Valley, and in Hollywood. She was able to get people to do things for her. And she wasn't selling, it wasn't a prostitution. She wasn't selling herself for sex. She just was a good business person. And because she came off playing dumb so extremely well, she could manipulate every scenario to where it worked for her without hurting people. So, Angeline, what a great, and what an interesting human being study in Hollywood, certainly. And also, she ran for governor twice. So
she actually ran in 2 recall elections. And
yes.
did they cover that in the series?
They do not cover that. I watched all 5 parts. They do not cover that. But she is aged over a 50-year period, and Academy Award winning makeup artist Kate Biscoe, who did so much makeup, and coming from the makeup world, she was brilliant, and the prosthetics were amazing. And when you watch the movie, if you haven't watched it, the boobs are completely prosthetic, and they're extraordinarily heavy. And Emmy Rossum produced this film as well. This limited series, and she was fabulous. She really was.
I never noticed boobs like that. I'm a Mormon.
No, I know you wouldn't, but in this
Emmy Rossum, you nailed it. Emmy Rossum was great and Shameless, and she left the show because of creative differences. The show gets too long, Heidi, and I'm done. But and then she was. Did you ever see her in Phantom of the Opera, John? She was great.
Yeah. Yes.
Her own team with Gerard Butler. So there's a great range with her. Now, if I would have seen Angelina in the store when she's 70 years old, I would have hit on her.
She looks similar. She does look similar. I saw a little clip of her recently, and she's still selling her merchandise out of the trunk of her car. So that is how she makes money. Generally, wow. She doesn't let you take a selfie unless you pay $20. And she's lived the life that she wanted to create from a really rough childhood. And that leads me to my piece of idea here about the people that do come to Hollywood to be stars, to be showbiz and all the excitement, and that this is our streets are paved with gold, of course, and everybody's a movie star. Well, couldn't be farther from the truth. This is all work. We work 7 days a week. It's not about that at all. And there have been, I have some examples here of those folks who succeeded and still had to pay their dues and went through some struggles. Like, for example, Anna Nicole Smith. Good example, kind of an Angeline type. She became famous doing Playboy, and then the Guess brand took her on. But substance, took her down. Whitney Houston, again, huge, massive star, substance. Prince, Heath Ledger, Corey Haim, Amy Winehouse. And then you have the ones that maybe struggled in life. Drew Barrymore is a good example. She struggled very young with substance, but she had a great start. And then she had some struggles, and she built an amazing empire now. She has her own show, she's had her own production company for 20 years. She's a pretty good example of getting through something tough. Keanu Reeves, another example. He moved around all over the world, and he came out here, he struggled, he made it, and he retained it. And part of that is keeping your privacy. Part of that is not overexposing yourself. It's a real fine line, but it is all work. It is not glitter and glamour. What we present is in the film industry television is glitter and glamour. Of course, that's what we're selling, but that's not who we are.
Bullshit. Actors are. Dustin Hoffman says, "I'm an actor. Look at me, look at me, look at me." And he learned that from Laurence Olivier. You have to have a big ego to do what you're doing. You're right in what you're saying. I'm not saying you're full of shit. I'm saying if you want to be an actor, you have an ego. Everyone has an ego to do something.
Everyone has an ego.
You want to be seen. I worked at a bar. You're very familiar with this bar, Heidi, called Mom's Saloon. I'll bet you I was the only guy that worked there that didn't want to go out. A couple other people. But of the 200 people that worked there, 300 people in the 12 years I was there, I'll bet you 220 were actors. And I bet you 2
Of course.
And I saw a lot of people move out, and they were talented. I can't believe the people I saw, how they were. I went to Equity Waiver Plays, and they crushed it. And they got great reviews, never made it. Then you got a guy like Keanu Reeves, who's such a great guy. Sometimes you think sometimes it's luck, Heidi.
It's luck, it's timing, and it's being ready for that opportunity. I waited tables for 10 years. I waited tables with some of the most beautiful women ever at Mustache Cafe, and they were not serious about it. I was going to bed, leaving there, going to bed, getting up, auditioning. They were waitressing, gorgeous, and then partying all night. So that
let me stop you there. Let me ask you this. Excuse me. Of all the people you talk about Mustache Cafe, you've had to have people you've worked with that you're saying, Jesus Christ, these are super talented people, and they can't get arrested acting. And I could see that kill. Is it true? I could see that kill someone in the mind and say, you know what, I'm done. Sure. I think most people get out of acting or writing because of the rejection. They say, you know what, I know I'm talented, but it's just not happening.
You just have to keep going. It takes a really tough season.
You got to make a living. You got you want to have a family. You can't be 45 and working at Walmart and going for auditions. Your wife's
you have to make it work. If it's something you want, you have to do day jobs. We all do day jobs, all of us, and making things happen. I'm producing a show in 2 months. I mean, you do what you do.
But look at the numbers, Heidi. I think, what is it? 10% of SAG works.
It was one out of a quote I have here. 1 out of 10,000 become famous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
and
God bless you guys. God bless actors and actresses because they entertain us and they're great at what they do. Yeah.
And
they also go nuts too. Just like any other human, they're just elevated at such a hot white, like we've discussed, hot white light, and they get so much sometimes so fast, and they have no way to know how to navigate it. And when you're told yes all the time, and you're on a ride, and then it's going to crash. Period. It just is. So it's figuring out how to live with those lows.
And it's luck. A lot of it is luck because there's so few jobs and there's so many people out here. I'm just always amazed that I'll watch a TV show, then I'll watch another TV show, I'll watch a commercial, and the same actor's in it. And I'm thinking like, how come there's so many that just get the repeat? And there's so many, you're right, there's so many good ones out there. But one of the interesting things is I'm watching all these Netflix different things, and there's so many different ones out there. I'm seeing so many great actors and actresses that are there. Yeah. So I feel bad that there's probably a ton of very talented people that are not getting what they want.
In Heidi's defense, John, in Heidi's defense, when she started out, she's young, but when she started out, there weren't those platforms for streaming. You only had movies, and maybe HBO was around with Heidi and Showtime, and then the networks. That's it. There's so many avenues right now for. Thank God. If 1 in 10,000 are now, there had to be 1 in 30,000 back then.
Yeah, true. But my bottom line is work, create your own projects. Make it happen for yourself. And if you're not able or willing, then find a partner. Make that happen. If it's really your passion and you really have to do it, you'll find a way. Doesn't mean you're going to make money. Yeah,
start a podcast. That's what you do.
Fish
and I were rejected, and what did we do? We started Daily Fish. So we're not rejected anymore. So
I got a great podcast idea. Her and the cast of Valley Girls talk about they're going to take over the country and become president, vice president, and its entire cabinet.
We're already doing that.
Haley, Deborah Foreman, the great cast that are, and Michelle Mayrink. That's it. That's the whole cabinet of the United States of podcast starring Heidi Holliker.
We're already doing it. It's in the plan. So don't
nice.
Think of something else. We got that one.
Okay, good. Well, we'll be watching. There you go. All right.
All right.
And that is Heidi's Hollywood. She's with us every week. Check her out on Facebook and Instagram, and when she does the next Valley Girl podcast as well. Thanks, Heidi. We'll talk to you next week. All right. And now it is time for our schmuck of the week. Fish.
Let me get the
Who
schmuck
has
icon.
been okay, it's a slow schmuck this week, I know. Who's been schmucky this week, Fish?
Well, you get the word schmuck. At least we get it written right. It's great. All right. I got double schmucker. All right. We had a talk, and Hardline's into this one too. These are the two most trending subjects in the media. I'll go first. In all the media, sports and everything. This schmuck and Amber Heard is the most talked about thing. I watched a thing on 20 Minutes today on CNN about she threw a glass at him and he cut his finger off. That's part of the thing. And he's bringing Kate Moss on, the actress, to say that he never abused her and threw him downstairs. The second one, I think Cody and I talked about in the pre-show, is this. The big Kardashian wedding between Travis. This guy looks like I hate to say, he looks like he just got out of a concentration camp. I hate to say that. Who the fuck is this guy? And she's a beautiful Kardashian. Obviously, the veil's hiding her big ass. I mean, I can't take it. You see the level. I need to go on meds. I can't believe this is our pop culture nowadays. Look, more power to him. You married into a dynasty, the Kardashians. Bark was actually a great drummer for a band I love called 3 Eye Blind. Love that band. Stephen Jenkins, terrific man. And then of course the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing, John. We got problems. We got problems in our world right now. You know the problem is? It's the rich white politicians that force this fucking shit.
There you go. And that is our kind of double schmuck of the week. All right. Fish, who's got the swag now? Who are we toasting? Give me something.
You know
good.
what? This is great. This is a nice addendum to my anger. And I'll tell you what. I always say, always find a swag, then we find what's the best. I want the two people that are on Q part of our show to watch this. Heidi and Caroline, this is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. It's a video.
That's what happens when there's no pitch clock.
That's fantastic. I mean, is that the cutest thing you've ever seen? Is that adorable?
That's hysterical.
Is that what this world needs right now? We don't need medicines we got to take. They're going to kill you without even taking take the medicine for a kidney thing, and you're gonna die of farting in a movie theater. And the politicians bullshit going on with Russia not allowing athletes. That's what we need more of in this world. That kid's adorable, gorgeous, and that's what we're drinking to, buddy.
There you go. All right. It's perfect. And that's our Who's Got Swag. Now, who do we toast? Now we're going to toast, I should say, with our drink of the week. What are we sipping this week, Fish?
We are sipping a Cape Cod. A Cape Cod in honor of John Daly and that young kid. They didn't give us a name, obviously, but he plays in some T-ball league. Cape Cod, because we're rooting for Daly's Red Sox have to make a run. They're 40 games in, they're 10 games out. Okay? They can make a run, and they won. How many have they won in a row, John?
They won 6 in a row.
Okay, good. They're on a little run. So Cape Cod, basically, he got a lime there going. Vodka and cranberry juice, very, very healthy for you.
Oh, yeah. Great drink. Definitely one of my favorites I lived on growing up in New England. All right. Daily Fish Drink of the Week is sponsored by Shucks Tavern in Vegas. Great seafood and drinks in 2 locations. Head to Shucks Tavern on North Durango on the northwest side of town where fish is overnight. Say Daily Fish Podcast. You get a free drink. Do it the next day. You get a free appetizer. That's Shucks Tavern. Check out Shucks Tavern on Facebook. All right. We are going to bring in our guest, but I don't know if he's there yet. Is he, Fish?
No, he's not. He's probably, I don't know what he's doing. I think Hardline got him some good food from Shucks Tavern. Got him that steak pasta. He's probably dropping one right now before he comes on. But
all right. Well, let's bring Hardline on because we were actually going to talk to Eric Vincent. Eric is a sports writer and podcaster. He covers Detroit sports, and we'll give you a little bit more on him once we get him on, once he comes into the queue here. But Hardline can talk about Detroit sports too. Fish, what were you going to say?
How hard is it? How hard is it? You live in a town that has never had glory with the Lions. Let's go pro sports, John Daly. John Hardison. Never had glory with the Lions. Had moments. It's like moments of awakening when you have encephalitis and your brain opens up. Okay, '89 with Barry Sanders and Eric Hipple, and Stafford. And it's been a rough run. You've had great stuff with the Pistons, with the bad boys, Lambeer and Rodman and Isaiah Thomas, and the Red Wings of Stevie Yzerman, and the Tigers haven't won a World Series since 1984. Kirk Gibson back in the days. How do you guys survive? You were named one of the most loyal sports bases in America, and that's a testament to you, Hardline. This guy Vincent, that when he gets done taking a drop in the deuce, is going to come in, and it's a real testament to you guys because it's tough. People don't have that kind of patience anymore. It's a gratification society. Am I right, Daly? You got to win. And is there any hope for the Lions to win 6 games this year?
I mean, there's hope. I mean, the division's not really that good. I mean, it's not, but they did an extremely good job with the draft this year. They addressed issues that holes that need to be taken care of, especially going forward. I mean, look, we're one of the few states where our teams haven't left. They haven't left and moved to different cities and come back, or they haven't moved and settled in new roots in other places, other than the WNBA team, and that's just because of all the financial situations with them. But you know what? It's loyalty, and they're loyal to us. And look, we have bright spots. I mean, no, we didn't win the World Series with the Tigers, but we had, 2 of the best hitters in the league at the time, in Prince Fielder and Miguel Cabrera. We made 2 World Series with them. We had Jim Leland as the head coach. So we were there. We've been in the ALCS a bunch of times. It's just, unfortunately, we just couldn't get over that hump to bring a pennant home. In terms of the Lions, I mean, look, every city's got a team that this kind of the redheaded stepchild at times. Like you love the Lions. It's a team that you root for, but unfortunately, Green Bay runs the division. And that's why nothing brings more joy to my face than listening to every Packers fan talk about how great Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers are. And they get knocked out before they reach the Super Bowl every year. And I watch their dreams get crushed like a child on Christmas morning that's hoping that their parents are going to buy that bike that they want, and they're thinking they're hiding it. And no, they didn't buy it. Your bill, your gift was the electric bill for Christmas. Congratulations. That is the highlight. That is better than any Super Bowl that I could ever ask for, is to see that organization just crumble in that aspect. But in all honesty, look, as a Lions fan, we haven't had some people in the right positions. I'll say his name, Bob Quinn, horrible general manager. I will throw him there. Horrible general manager, Bob Quinn. Horrible general manager, Matt Millen. Matt Millen, he, as he said very poignantly, when they told me, hey, you have to look at documents about FMLA and player leave and things of that nature, I looked at them and said, what the hell is this? I thought I'm supposed to be building a team. I'm supposed to be picking the players. Who the hell thought as a GM you would have to deal with paperwork? It was destined to fail from that moment. This is the same guy that he had DeMarcus Ware lined up to take. And in the last second, he takes Mike Williams. You're Mike Williams, Fish, out of USC.
Stinks. My wife, Mike Williams. I went to University of Texas. I got you
from California. You get everyone.
Oh, bullshit. The best receiver ever come out of USC, in my opinion, was Keyshawn Johnson, by far. And that's it. Name one great quarterback.
Post envelope Keyshawn Johnson.
I am Eric Vincent right now, the best quarterback to come out of USC.
Let's bring Eric in. He's a sports writer and podcaster covering Detroit sports. You can see him on the Woodward Pistons Table Talk Live. You can catch him on Twitter at I am Eric Vincent. Eric, first of all, welcome to the show, and we love it when people are fashionably late. Did you have to go to the bathroom?
I got held up with the lady a little bit, I'll use the bathroom for now. But I came in at the right time. You talking about Bob Quinn. So Patricia and Bob Quinn slander is the perfect time. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Well, go for it. Do you agree with what the hard line's saying about that, about Quinn?
John is spot on. He's absolutely right. I mean, Bob Quinn was literally we went 0-16, and I truly think that Patricia and Bob Quinn were worse than that era that they had before. They came in with this assumption that they were going to, they came in and said, 9-7 is not good enough. Being sub 500 is not good enough. And then you just blow out completely. You get blown out by the Jets in your first game. Like, everything went downhill in that era. So, yeah, Hardline is 100% right.
Hey, Eric and Fish. My question is this: have you ever heard of when a coach gets fired, the team pops champagne in the locker room and is excited that the head coach got fired.
Never, ever. That shows you how real that hate was.
How bad that was. Golly.
Yes. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Eric, I was telling Hard here that, I gave a really good testimony, really good tribute to you guys as Detroit fans, because you had it with the Pistons back in the day, and then the Lions have given you moments of awakenings, and how bad the Tigers and the Red Wings with Stevie Yzerman. It's sad to think that in a town with a huge demographic, and hockey's the most popular sport. It stinks. It really does. Detroit is a number 3 based a loyal fan base in the United States.
Facts.
Kudos to you guys, man. That's rough.
And it's only on the way up now. Now that we got the Pistons downtown, they have some, correct projection with their franchise. You got all these teams with young talent and real ownership that looks like they actually have clear direction of what they're doing. So it's going to be exciting when all 4 of them at the same time are popping and making progression. I cannot wait. It's a good time to be a fan of Detroit sports.
Cool. Hey, let's talk about the Pistons because they got the 5th overall pick. Do you see them trading for an established shooter, or do you think they're going to go after somebody like Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga?
Chet better be nowhere on their draft board. For me, I don't want Chet anywhere near that conversation. Chet. I see the conversation. I see the projection of the potential, but people are only excited about Chet possibly being a Piston because Cade Cunningham is here. If Cade wasn't here, we just were getting Chet, I wouldn't be happy about that. And I don't think the rest of the fan base would either. I'd like to see them swing for the fences with a Shaedon Sharpe. I think he would be a good fit next to Cade. He seems like a good guy that, plays both sides of the floor, is very versatile, which is what Troy Weaver is into. So I really think, for me, I've been going back and forth with Keegan Murray, Jaden Ivey, all these guys. But for me right now, I think Shaedon Sharpe's the one I think that makes the most sense.
The biggest now, you guys are young. You guys are in your 30s, and John and I are in our 60s. And the new nomenclature now is building your brand. All right. So I'm going to show you some stuff because you made a comment. You love what we did with Joe Burrow. So I'm going to show you some images here. I want Hardline and I am Eric Vincent to make a comment. Does it sell or does it not? Here's the first one.
Oh yeah, that sells. That sells all day. I mean,
Russell looks like a bad.
Wait. All right, go to Vincent first. E. Does it sell because you're looking at Sierra and that nice little top, or is it Russell Wilson selling it?
Yes, Sierra sells it. Russell looks like a bad mobster that I wouldn't trust. So I don't know. Sierra's the winner there. She's the saving grace, not Russ.
Who is this Russell Westbrook?
No.
Who the hell is that?
No.
Is that Westbrook?
Good Lord.
What the hell is that? Is he showing the titty there because he's pissed off that the Lakers stink? That's horrible.
Did some breastfeeding before.
I don't know what it looks like an 80s R&B cover.
Yeah, he's trying to be a TLC. I don't know what he's thinking.
Okay, I'm a Raider fan, as you can tell, Vincent, and you can see the background there. But this is my favorite player in the NFL. Was this an Urkel look? What the hell is this right here?
Ooh, Lamar?
You like that?
It's all right. It's better than Russell. How about that? It's better than the 2 Russes. He's winning right now with the 3.
Okay,
Fish, you got to understand that that's the look of. I have so much money. It does not matter what I wear. I could wear flip-flops and a bathrobe outside, and I'm still pulling more girls than anybody else that's commenting on this.
Okay, well, this next one, gentlemen, you ever notice when you're in a plane, you look down, you can kind of see the grids with the grids look on the ground? Check out Travis Kelce. He's wearing the grids. I don't get this one.
Wow, that's horrible.
Celebrities
just throw anything. And basically what Hardline say, hey, I'm rich, I got money, I can put on whatever. That looks disgusting. It looks like his kids put that together. That's horrible.
This is the best. This is my hands down. I don't care if you're 60 or you're your age. This brother holds it all the time. This Huggy Bear, look at that. That's a handsome man. I'm safe in my skin. That's a handsome man, Vincent and Hardline. He holds it, man. What do you think? No?
So you would wear a hat like that?
Well, if I wore a hat like that, they think I'm in Cuba giving out cigars. I can't wear that. But
right, it's just for Cam. Just works for Cam.
These are considered the 2 best-looking white girls that are out there right now. I can't stand this. Looks like they just went to the mall looking for a hot dog on a stick. This is Alex Morgan and Hope Solo. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's the top.
We like that.
That's the
What do you
top.
like about that? What do you like about that image, guys?
I'm kind of confused. I don't get the dress on the right. I don't get the little things below the area. Hey, if that's what they like, then hey. But
what I get is
Daly just texted me. At least Hope Solo got rid of her unibrow. Nice. All right. Then we'll end with this one. I don't know who the hell this is. This is a famous athlete. I need your help, E. Hardline. It's a famous athlete. Look at this gown and look at the mask. I'm going to be gross on this one, but check this out. I don't understand what this is. Who the hell is that? Who is that?
That looks horrible.
Who's that?
That's a horrible. The color's terrible. It's too many layers. That's just bad.
It's a good-looking woman, but I'll tell you why. You know why they're all wearing masks? Because the three guys that are underneath that dress are all wearing masks also.
Someone said that's Gwen Stefani? Someone said that's Gwen Stefani.
You know what?
Oh my God! Is it?
I love this guy. I'm going to ask you this. I think Chris Paul's in this category, but this guy, I don't like the way he's dressed here, but I think this guy might be the greatest person in sports that's never won a championship. What do you think about this guy? Look at that. God.
Lord, James Harden. He's up there with Russ as far as NBA fashion. That's horrible. I can't get with that's a bad Aladdin suit with ugly gym shoes with it. I can't do that. I can't do that. Nah.
What do you think, Hard? Would you wear that, Hardline? Would you go out with your wife wearing that?
Hell no. That is awful. That looks like I'm doing magic tricks on the side of Las Vegas Boulevard. That is terrible.
The hat right on the concrete. Nah, man.
I didn't get. It is Gwen Stefani. Heidi, thank you, Heidi. One of our contributors to the show said it is Gwen Stefani. Wow. And I don't get the dress. I don't get a dress that's that big. You just got, Gwen Stefani's got a great body. Show it. Sex sells.
Hey, listen, when your lady comes through and that's what she's wearing, if you want to be happy at the end of the night, yeah, honey, it looks great. Yeah, that's great. You rock that, sweetheart. That's what I'm doing. Especially if it's Gwen Stefani. I'm not fighting her back. Nah, you got it, sweetie.
All right, Fish. All right, Daly, go.
All right. So, hey, Eric, one of the things we wanted to ask you, too, was about the USFL, obviously, is hitting it kind of big. Michigan Panthers aren't really nailing it, but are people paying attention to it?
I don't think so yet. I think they're trying to get a good push. Like I see it on Fox, they talk about it a lot. They'll do brief little segments talking about some teams, putting in some highlights. It's just tough. I mean, especially locally, like Detroit Lions, even if they're bad, Detroit football is king in this city. So until somebody can find a way to top Lions, I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm rooting for it. I like, leagues like the XFL, USFL, try to push with it. I'm not against it at all. So hopefully it gets to that point where they get enough notoriety.
This is interesting because the team is so popular and it's iconic. Is that the Lakers were very interested in your guy from Michigan, Juwan Howard. He turned it down, saying he didn't like the dynamics there. Is that a true little dig on LeBron James? Because why wouldn't you want that job, E?
I mean, it could be a look on LeBron. If you look at his track record, a lot of the coaches who have been under him have been let go, from David Blatt, Paul Silas, Mike Brown. It's been a lot of guys that didn't really last long with him. So, I mean, it could be. It seems like the Lakers don't really have a lot of direction. If you look at the NBA now, the successful teams are building through the draft, getting young with Memphis, Golden State, Phoenix. Those teams are winning. Like Milwaukee, they're winning because of the success that they built through the draft. Super teams is throwing microwaving teams together. That's not working right now. You saw it with the Lakers, saw it with the Nets. It's the young teams like the Pistons that are trying to do it now the correct way. So it could be. I like that Juwan Howard said no. It was a smart move.
And that was interesting. I was listening to you on one of the podcasts there, and you said you like the way a lot of the NBA teams, especially the ones that are getting to the finals, you like the way the teams kind of take the time to gel as opposed to doing what the Lakers did. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it just we saw a lot of guards, or we saw a lot of players, a lot of rookies that were getting a lot of praise, like guys like Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado. They slid into positions where they were able to do small things that they were good at and learn at the same time and grow. When you thrust young players in a position where they got to play with a team like the Nets, where they got to play with a team like the Lakers, it's not a lot of time to learn. It's not a lot of time for them to have growing pains and experience what it takes to thrive in the NBA. So I like seeing guys like make mistakes, like learn. Like I'm a huge Cade Cunningham fan. Like he's becoming God of the city, but I like seeing like him get ripped up and like have to like go through growing stages of learning what it takes to like grow in the league. So I think that's a huge factor that's really taking part, because that has been a lost art in the NBA for a while. It's just been super team this, throw stars together and just make it happen. But I like where the league is going right now. It's making a lot more sense.
Yeah. Hold on. You got anything? So I got a question.
No, I completely understand. I mean, look, I've said this numerous times on Cost of Winning, and I've said it just even here. The Lakers do not foster talent. They don't. They have never been an organization, for the most part, that has taken rookies and foster talent. Now, maybe you could say Worthy and Kobe, and you could say Magic Johnson. But out of that, a lot of times it's a place where you come kind of like the Red Wings idea. Hey, this is the last run at a championship. A lot of old veteran guys. Let's try to make it happen and go from there. I don't blame LeBron as much. He hasn't had really a Hall of Fame head coach. I mean, let's be honest. And you could tell even with the Lakers that there's something else wrong when Magic Johnson runs for the hills. So I think that there's a lot of other situations that are going on. I mean, look, he told you, hey, Rob Pelinka is not that guy. And after 2020, he pretty much hit it spot on. But no, I don't blame him any of that. And I do think you're right. Look, young teams are going to be better. I think that watching them grow is better. And teams like the Nets, teams that are like the Lakers, you're forfeiting first-round picks that could be franchise savers for short-term gain. And those the two teams that we're talking about, the Nets and the Lakers, neither one of them either got to the playoffs or got past the first round.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, well, the great thing with the NBA, in my opinion, go ahead, E.
No, sorry, I was just going to piggyback real quick, just to like kind of look at it. I mean, the Lakers, they traded out, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and, a bunch of other capital to make sense to get a chip. Like, it's cool to get that ring, but that only works if you continue to contend. They got dusted in the first round the year after, and now they didn't even make the playoffs the following year. And now looking at it, they may not be making the playoffs for the next 3 years. You don't know what LeBron and AD's health and future looks like. So, yeah, Harline hit it right on the head.
The great thing about the NBA is they always nurture young talent like the NFL does. There's always someone to take over. Tom Brady's gone. Here comes Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert and Mahomes, right? You got Jan Morant. You got Giannis, okay? Right. I love Devin Booker down in Phoenix. But I want to ask you something. Harlan and I talked about this. Are you the same opinion, that the Golden State Warriors are about to get into their 6th NBA Finals in the last 8 years? Do you think, like I do and he does, I think I'm talking for him, that if Klay Thompson was healthy, we could be looking at 8 straight championship appearances by the Golden State Warriors? Yeah, okay, yeah.
Listen, wow. Toronto. Shout out to Toronto. 2019 was great for you guys. You weren't sniffing that ring if Klay or KD were healthy. Like, there's no way they were rushing that. And then a big notion that needs to be given to credit to Golden State. They're not a super team. They drafted and built their team the right way. They were in such a good position that they were able to sign a Kevin Durant because they drafted so well. They're still doing it now with Jonathan Kuminga, Gary Payton Jr., Jordan Poole's an emerging star. Even Moses Moody, I like. He doesn't get a ton of clock, but they build their franchise correctly. And yeah, I love what Golden State. They could be, and hopefully should be. I think they're taking the ship this year. I picked them to begin the season to win it all.
LaMelo Ball have a better career than Lonzo?
So far,
yes.
Yeah.
You think he will? Yeah. He's got a great Hulu commercial.
I love it. I love that. He's a very charismatic dude. Like, people gave him, like, his dad a lot of flack because, he puts too much pressure on him. LaMelo's not running from any of that smoke. And I love that from him.
But you know what the biggest difference is? And I've said this about Lonzo and I've said this about LaMelo. The best thing that happened for LaMelo is he went to a small market and he learned the game. The worst thing for Lonzo is he ended up in LA and Fish, out of UCLA, he needed work with that shot. And they did not really work with him.
It had nothing to do with him. He's a great kid. I know people. He's a great kid. It's a great family. LeVar wouldn't keep his freaking mouth shut and went up to LeBron and said, "This is my son's team. See ya." LeBron runs that team. Trust me. Okay, he does. He runs that team. That's why Juwan Howard didn't want that job. Okay, no one wants that job. And LeBron has that kind of clout. He has that kind of swag because what he's done in his career to have that kind of clout. So. I like LeVar Ball. I like LeVar Ball. I like Lonzo Ball. I like LaMelo Ball. There's another Ball I like Lucille Ball. I like
The legend, the OG.
yeah, I'm a baller, motherfucker.
That's right. There you go.
I knew you were going there with that. All right. That's a good one. All right. All right, everybody. Hey, we've been talking to Eric Vincent, sports writer and podcaster covering Detroit sports. You can catch him on the Woodward Pistons Table Talk Live. He's on Twitter at I am Eric Vincent. Eric, got to have you back. Thank you so much. Keep us posted and updated.
I'll be on time next time. I promise.
Okay.
I got you.
That's all right. As long as you're with Mama, that's all that matters.
Yeah, hanging with the lady, man. If you're with the lady and you're doing some stuff, it's all good.
Yeah,
all
see,
good.
I'm happy. I didn't come here mad or in a bad mood, so everything's good now. We good.
Hey, Fish, he's not taking any of that medicine that you were promoting earlier. That's why.
No, you don't need that. You don't need that, man. No, you don't need any blue pills or nothing. Look at that.
No, yeah. My birthday was 2 days ago. I'm good.
Full props for that young man. We're going to have you on real soon again. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Nice meeting you.
Eric Vincent, everybody. Eric, thank you so much. All right, coming up, Fish and I are going to wrap things up. We'll have a little sneak peek of the shows coming up as well. First, we want to have you check out Hope for the Warriors. They have a big celebrity golf event coming up. That's August 27th to the 29th. It will be in Wallace, North Carolina. That's near Wilmington, North Carolina. And Fish and I, we are planning on being there. Hope for the Warriors works with our military warriors who were wounded in war. They get them healthy, so they're part of their families and their community. It is a great charity, a great event, and you're going to see us there as well. That is hopeforthewarriors.org. Folks, thanks for being with us. Remember, Daily Fish is live from Las Vegas and Myrtle Beach on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Pacific. We're on Facebook at daily.fish.5, plus the Myrtle Beach Golf Channel and Myrtle Beach Grand Strand Life. Maybe more, too, possibly. Catch us on YouTube and Wingding TV. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, and Amazon as well. Write to us at dailyfish1@gmail.com. All right, quick update. No show next Monday, which is Memorial Day, but we're going to do a Daily Fish Hook on Saturday, so watch for that. We're going to give you a rundown of all the holiday weekend stuff. Fish, what do you got?
Oh, it's great. This kid was great. What a charismatic guy. I'll tell you what. Hey, yeah. Hardline. You think he was doing the nasty with this woman? And I said, hey, I got to go on the – that'd be really classic. That would be great. You know, he goes, hey, baby, I got to cool. I got 7 minutes. And that's what Dan and I say to our wives. We got 7 minutes. You know?
They say you only need 3.
Hey, I want to bring Heidi in for one thing. I got to show you guys something. I want to show all 4 of you. Hi, Heidi.
Hey.
That's a new way of life. Seriously. We did a segment about this is a very famous soccer player's wife and girlfriend hanging out together. And there's a whole section of wives and girlfriends.
Wife and girlfriend for one guy?
A whole section.
Many.
They all go to the game together. I mean,
wow.
How cool is that guy? I mean, is this a new norm? That would never happen in our generation. Never.
Not for me. Definitely not for me. But wow, are you sure about this?
We're sure about that. Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're sure.
Wife and girlfriend.
Maybe it's a European thing.
Oh, it's a European thing. Hell with that.
I don't know. You know, it's a lot better than fighting. So you got that. Right?
This is going to happen. Watch it, Heidi. You're going to watch a baseball game, and the announcer's going to go, it's a 3-2 pitch now on Justin Turner. Oh, look at his wife and his girlfriend talking. Having some nachos together on the third baseline. Stuff like that. I mean, we're a copycat. We're a copycat society. So I just thought that was an interesting.
I think that's a series. I'm surprised that's not a series because that
well, you have the women of the wives of this, the wives of rock, the wives of ball players. You have all that. Now it would be more interesting. You have the wives and the girlfriends, and boy, that's a whole different show.
I think Heidi, you got to produce that. I think that's right up your alley.
Let me talk it over with my producing partner, and we're sticking with our little show, but I will take that under advisement.
I would Hardline and I want to audition for that. It's acting. It's acting.
So you're cool with your wife is cool with you having a girlfriend in the house, hanging out, cooking Going on vacations?
I don't think Fish. Fish
You know what?
is
When
he
you're
can't
married,
play soccer.
hey, Heidi, when you're married 33 years, you got to try new things. You always have to try.
That's not a new restaurant, though. That's a
Not new
little
restaurant.
different.
I'm not that conservative. We try new things. Oral sex is just not walking down the hallway and saying "screw you" and she says "screw you back." It's you try new things. What do you think? What do you think? Daly looks so young. He's trying new things with his wife. I'm trying new things. Hey, honey, this is my girlfriend. She makes a great steak pasta. Great.
Well,
on at 7:30.
That's sister wives, Dad. You get sister wives, right?
I'm in. All right, Daly, take us out.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Okay.
We will see you on Saturday on the Daily Fish Hook.
I'll take it under advisement.
On June 6th. See you guys.
Excellent. Yay.